Good morning, special guests, staff, and students, and welcome back to QAHS Get to Know. And this week, we are very fortunate to have the time of the 2015 graduate, Amy Zhou. So ladies and gentlemen, please once again give a warm welcome to Ms. Zhou. So Amy, might I ask, how are you on this fine day?
I'm pretty good, how are you?
Very well. So, what was your favourite subject to ask at the Academy?
I didn't really have a favourite subject. I like to think that I liked all my subjects. For me, I think science was my strength, so I really liked biochem and maths. But then, even if I didn't like the subject, I would force myself to like the subject so that I would study for it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, let me ruin the question. So, you can't pick a subject. What about a teacher at the school?
I liked all my teachers.
Okay, I'll take that. Well, favourite teacher and favourite subject aside, was there any particular individual or group of individuals that really helped to inspire and motivate you throughout the journey?
Do you want me to say you, or?
It's not me, I'd be quite shocked. So, like, how did they influence your attitude, whoever it is?
I think for me, what really got me going was the students here. I think one of my favorite moments throughout my 3 years at QA was at QA Formal. It was the last kind of class activity that we got to do together, and I was selected as the one who gave the speech. And Miss Carter was like, oh, write a speech that will really outline and highlight the 3 years you spent together, and it ended up being me 5 minutes of roasting about 20 people. But because of that, I really came to notice that how close-knit our community was. If you can roast somebody, that's when you know that you're pretty close. So for me, that was when I realized how lucky I was to be in such a warm and welcoming community.
Very nice. So, as we all are aware of your magnificent achievement at the end of last year, attending the 45, let's take a step back. Were there any highlights or even lowlights throughout your journey whilst at QA?
Yeah, I think getting a 45, I think most people don't know the sweat and tears that really got into that, into me getting that. For me, I think that getting an IB 45 was kind of a surprise because a lot of it has to go with luck. I truly believe that if I was able to get a 45, I think really anyone can. There were no shortcuts, no really tricks or anything. It all came down to just hard work. So I think all of you made it into this community. All of you have the capability to put in the same amount of hard work as I did. If I can do it, so can you.
Very inspirational. So, a part of the IB curriculum, so entailing CAS and extracurricular activities, and also just extra opportunities and experiences, what were some of your highlights of experiences that you got to embrace whilst at QA?
QA gave me a lot of very, very cool experiences. Starting in year 12, I was selected as one of the top 24 nationally ranked chemists in the country, and I was able to go to Canberra for a 3-week National Chemistry Summer School. I celebrated my 18th birthday during titrations, and I also synthesized really sketchy-looking white powder while I was there. But that was one of my very first experiences that I had because of QA. After that, I was lucky enough to go to India for an Asian science camp. I ate curry for straight a whole week, and it was also during mock exams, so that wasn't helpful either, but it was a lot of fun. And then recently in May, that's after graduation, I took my EE to the Intel International Science and Engineering Fair in LA, where I competed against, I think it was almost 2,000 students from 78 countries with my EE, so that was a very cool experience as well.
Speechless. So, on top of the opportunities, moving more to the classroom or internally, what about the atmosphere in the classroom? did this facilitate your learning and academic journey whilst at QA?
Yeah, definitely. QA was my first school in Australia, and so I think for me, people always ask me, what is QA like? How do you compare it to other schools? There was no way for me to really compare it, but I do think that the community here is very unique in the way that we're all relatively focused on academics. For me, it was a really great place to be.
So I guess you already answered my question about what have you done afterwards, but have you gotten up to anything else after graduating?
Well, I just finished my first semester at University of Melbourne, where I was studying a Bachelor of Science. I kind of took classes that I didn't take here. I took physics, science, so that was kind of a mistake. But I also took, my classes were very science-based. But yeah, my first semester at University of Melbourne was very cool. I think QA really helped me in terms of independent learning and managing my own timetable.
Just segued very nicely into the transition from high school into university. So did you find it easy? Did you find it rather difficult? So what's the difference in structure or just the way that it's run?
Yeah, I don't know, past graduates always told me the transition was really easy, so I thought it would be really easy, but it wasn't easy. For me, I think I had a lot of trouble managing my own time and just putting my head down and studying, especially because I took classes that I think were a bit too hard for me. I decided to be a creative and take architecture as like an elective, but then, I'm too sciencey, I guess, so I can't compete with all the design students. I don't know if you guys have seen like that croissant meme on Facebook. That was pretty much what we had to do, but I can't. So, I also took a really complicated math class. I thought HL math was enough, but then we did eigenvectors and eigenvalues, and it was very, very tough, and I ended up passing with 52%. But I think QA definitely did help me in terms of pushing myself to take challenging classes. At the end of the day, I still think it comes down to yourself and how much you put individual hard work into it. Yeah.
Very nice. So, as we know as students of QA, the school really hammers on the IB attributes and the learner profile. So you just mentioned creativity with architecture. You mentioned last year in your impressions that you were a communicator. Do you still think that is throughout your traits, or has this changed?
Yeah, I think communication is very important. Not only is it nice to have a second language that you can speak, but it's also good to be able to communicate with and meet new people, as well as maintaining connections with whether it's my friends from high school or new friends from uni. And it's also important to make new connections as you grow older into the industry. So yeah, I do think communication is still an important attribute, along with all of the other IB learner profile characteristics as well.
And finally, I won't hold you up for too much longer. If there's one piece of advice that you would give to current QAHS students, what would that be?
I think my important advice is to take every opportunity that you can get. For me, I wouldn't have been able to go to so many different places and so many different competitions if I hadn't checked my email and replied to everything and really tried to make everything out. If I hadn't taken the risk to do bio EE, I wouldn't have been able to enter my EE into so many competitions and travel to so many places. Throughout high school, I always participated in everything I could, because you never know what you might get out of it. I discovered a lot of new hobbies, new interests throughout by doing these activities, so I really encourage everyone to do so as well.
Thank you very much. You're an inspiration to us all. So, as a token of our appreciation and a token of good luck for your studies at Harvard, we'd like to present you with this gift.